much easier. The Raven, by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, o'er many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at the chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. How distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished them all, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, the lost Lenore. For the fair and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating and no longer. "Sir," I said, "oh madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the truth is I was napping, and so gently you came tapping, and so faintly you came rapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I'd heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word "Lenore." Maybe this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard tapping, something louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my windowed lattice. Let me see then where thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis a wind and nothing more." Open there I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the sainted days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord and lady perched above my chamber door. Perched above a palace just above my chamber door. Perched and sat, and nothing more. Then the suddenly bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me then what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul into that one word he did outpour. Nothing further then he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other fiends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled by the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed faster, till his songs one burden bore. Of the dirges of his hope, that melancholy burden bore, nevermore." But the raven still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned chair in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, "Nevermore." This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushioned velvet lining that lamplight gloated o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with that lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew tenser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. "That," I cried, "thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, despite respiting the pen from thy memories of Leonore. Quaff, oh, quaff this kind repent thee, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate, yet all undaunted on this desert island, enchanted on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore. Is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, by the heaven that bends above us, by the God we both adore, till the soul, sorrow laden, if within that distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp her there, and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore? Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word a sign of parting, bird or fiend I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into thy tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thou soul hath spoken. Leave no leanness unbroken, quit the bust above my shore. Take the beak out from my heart, and take thy form off from my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes of all is seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the door shall be lifted nevermore.